Hello, see ya, see ya.
People of Mohács dress like this. They call it a bushow and they try to make as much noise as possible. But basically what they are doing, they organize a huge parade, they make a lot of noise and they drink a lot of panika and beer. So it's a nice thing to do.
මේ පිටුවස තියෙන ෂොප් එක
So
බුදපෙස්ට් වල තියෙන පරණම ෂොප් එකලු.
there is something even more tragic about this. So this place was in the hand of one of the most famous confectioner in Hungary called Samos, and the guy who owns that brand was 79 years old and it was his shop, and when they decided to close his shop 3 hours later he died in a heart attack. So we cannot say it was totally
මානව
related.
සිද්ධියක්ලු වෙලා තියෙන්නේ 79 වයස
So it was
මේ
not
මෙතන
a young
ෂොප් එකේ
man,
අයිතිකාරයාට
but it's, this way I think
රෙස්ටෝරන්ට් එක වහන්න පැය 3ක් කියලා එයාට heart attack එකක් හැදිලා එයා නැති වෙලා තියෙනවා.
Okay, so that's about the history of this coffee house, and now I would like to show you some foods, like some Hungarian sweets and foods what to try if you ever encounter an open confectionery.
අපිට පෙන්නනලු
I'm sorry I don't have like samples, just some
එයා අපිට පෙන්නන්න හදන්නේ සම් පින්තූර වගේක් මේ කෑම වල අපි බලමු ඒවා පොඩ්ඩක් ලං වෙලා.
So first thing, we have this called kremes. It's not originally a Hungarian cake, but it was famous because of this place. So this place was selling kremes and they claimed it was the favorite kremes of Sisi, or Queen Elizabeth. And that's why they were famous. And this was the best kremes in town. So actually after this I would suggest not to eat kremes in Hungary because the best shop is closed. So you can only get the second best, but don't go with the second best. Try something else.
බුදපෙස්ට් වල තියෙන හොඳම ෂොප් එක වහරවල දැනට තියෙන්නේ. ඒ හින්දා සෙකන්ඩ් ඔප්ෂන්
So
විදියට ඒක ගන්න
instead of
පුළුවන්.
cream I would suggest one very Hungarian cake called dobos. So torta, the second word is cake in Hungarian, and this dobos torta is a chocolate cake, but the twist is that
Dobos
it has a hard
කේක් කියලාලු
caramel
කියන්නේ
coating on top
චොක්ලට්
of it.
කේක් එකක්.
It's a very popular cake in Hungary. Basically, you can get it in any confectionery.
ගොඩක් ජනප්‍රිය කේක් එකලු හංගේරියාවේ.
My childhood favorite was the Esther
ඒක
Hazy
තියාර
cake.
කේක් වගේ.
So this cake is walnut, white chocolate, and butter mixed together. It's a
white
really nice
chocolate
cake.
butter වලින්
I always ordered it when I was little.
පොඩි කාලේ
Actually, I was
order
not
කරනවලු.
the only one because the name of this cake, Esther Hazy, is not the name of the confectioner who created it, but a famous noble family in Hungary. And the legend says that they always ordered this cake, so at the end the confectioner decided to name it after them. I believe it was more like 19th century marketing that name it after something familiar.
90 ගණන් වල මාකටින් නැල්ලු.
We suggest a very simple cake as well called Rigo Yanchi.
ඒගොයාචි කියලා
And
කියන්නේ.
this cake cannot be translated because this Rigo Yanchi is a nickname of Hungarian musician from the 19th century. And how is it connected to him that it was made for his wedding?
නික්නේම් එකක් කියලා කියන
So
මේ
this
නම.
guy was famous for playing the violin, but more famous for his affairs. And he had a lot of weddings, and then one time he said, "No, this is my final wedding. This is a special woman." So he ordered a special cake for the wedding. Basically, he said, "Do something that never existed before." And this was the result. So it's chocolate inside, chocolate sponge cake, chocolate on top. I think they were out of ideas or ingredients.
චොක්ලට් ස්පොන්ජ් කේක් එකලු.
But no worries, it was not the final wedding, so it doesn't really matter. But it's a nice thing.
කේක්
Cannot talk about sweets in Hungary without mentioning Kürtös kalács or the chimney cake.
අර දාහට තියෙන එකක් කියලා.
So about this, I think I don't have to sell it to you because everybody tries on every corner. So it's a very popular cake in Hungary, has a long heritage here. I will tell a little bit about how to eat it. So Kürtös kalács is really good when it's fresh because it's made over fire, then the sugar melts on it. Outside will be crispy and inside will be soft. But if it's stands like 2-3 hours on the counter, then the whole thing becomes a little bit softer and it loses one of its volumes. So I would suggest to go to a chimney cake place where you can see like a long line and it will be fresh. And you can get chimney cake with ice cream inside, Nutella inside. That's not traditional, but I think it's fine. So it doesn't ruin the chimney cake. It maybe makes it a little bit cooler, better.
Chimney cake කියලා කියන්නේ.
I have an extra suggestion, not a sweet, but a street food. The langosh. So I think you heard about the langosh as well. They sometimes call it Hungarian pizza. I think it's misleading. So it's not a pizza not made in an oven. It's made in a fryer in oil. So it's a deep fried stuff. And therefore, the bottom is very hot. The topping is cold because we don't put nothing in the fryer. So it's very different than a pizza. And as you can see, the sour cream and cheese is the most popular ingredient combination for Hungarians. Why? Because it really became popular. So if I were you, I would be a little disappointed. It's a guy on a horse. I think the most common type of statue in the whole world. He lived about 300 years ago, and he became famous as a military leader because he won almost all his battles. And he started as an average soldier, and in 20 years he became the highest ranking military leader. So he became the hero and role model for every Hungarian soldier. But today people unfortunately do not really visit this statue because of the legacy of András Hadik, but for something else. I need some help from you. Can you find the shiniest detail on the statue? Start to look, you may realize the back leg is shiny a little bit. If you look under the horse, you will realize something else is shiny. So the balls are a little bit shinier than they should be. So what is happening here? It was not designed like that. It happened about 50 years ago in the 1970s when some university students were a little bit lazy to study and they decided that all they need to pass their exams is luck. So they were looking for ways to get lucky, and they heard if you polish the balls of a horse, you will get very lucky. But why this horse? So if you remember, the now Ministry of Finance was a dormitory. So they decided this is the closest horse, it will be good. So they sneak out during the night, polish the balls, they were really happy about it. Locals were a little bit less amazed by this act. And it was 50 years ago, so why is it still shiny? Maybe because of you, because tourists come here for luck. But other than that, it became a tradition. So whether you believe it or not, there is one department at the Technological University that still follows this tradition.
Oh, එතන මේක.
You like the story?
Yeah. මේ පිළිමේ දිලිසෙන දෙයක් තියෙනවා කිව්වා මොකද්ද කියන්නේ කිව්වා. බැලින්නම් guys. මෙන්න මේ අස්සයාගේ balls මාර ෆනි travel guide කෙනෙක් මම අස්සයාගේ ෆොටෝ ගහන අතර කට්ටිය යනවා guys. අනේ ඉන්න දැන් අපි යන්නේ වතුර ටිකක් බීලා පොඩි රෙස්ට් එකක් ගන්නලු. ගොඩාක් දේවල් මේ මෙයා විස්තර කරා. එතකොට මැතියාස් ඒ කියන චර්ච් එක ගැන විස්තරයක්. එතකොට යාස්යාගේ ස්ට්‍රක්චර් එකේ විස්තරයක්. මෙතන පොඩි අයිටම් එකක් තියෙනවා guys. රජ කෙනෙක් එක්ක ෆොටෝ එකක් ගහලා ඒක අර තියෙන ෆොටෝ එක ඒගොල්ලෝ ගහපු ඒක ඊමේල් එකට ෂෙයා කරන්න පුළුවන්. ආතන පොඩි රජවරුන්ගේ ලයින් එකක් යන පොඩ්ඩක් ගිහිල්ලා බලමු. ඔළුව දාලා බලමු.
Nehéz és fájdalmas barátság lenne ez magyar mesében. Mit láthattátok emlék fegyvereit? Ha István így dönt, akkor az akkori Európa legerősebb államának lehetett volna szövetségesnek. Nyugati irányból nem kellett volna katonai támadásoktól tartania, és megszilárdult volna az urat. Ugyanakkor a nép elvesztette volna függetlenségét. Az egyházi vérzóságok, sőt, még akár a trónörökös kiemeléséhez is császári próbálhatásra lett volna szükség. A Bizánchoz való közeledés veszélyeivel is tisztában volt.
මායක ආපේක හරිද? ඌ මායක ආවට ඌට මගෙන් ගානක් නැහැ. දැන් මේ කට්ටිය යනවා ඌ මාව හොයන්නෙත් නැහැ. මාවත් තමයි. යා දැන් මේ කට්ටිය යනවානේ. දැන් ඌට කිසි ගානක් නැහැ. මේ අනිත් එක ඌට මාගේ ඇරනද ඌ යනවා ඌ වටපිට බල බල ඌ තිරිනරවඩමරම යනවා. මාර මිනිස්සු මුන්නා. it possible? Can I put YouTube in this video?
Sure. Yes, let's do that, please. Also on Instagram, so Luna Tours, and yes, you find out. Hi, hello, see ya.
මං ඇහුවා මේ YouTube එකට දාන්න තියෙන වීඩියෝ එක. ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ දාන්නලු. මාර ලස්සනයි දෙපැත්තේ තියෙනවා එක එක ලස්සන කඩ.
How do you like the festival?
This is my first experience in this festival, so
Wow.
I'm waiting for 9 p.m.
Yes, fireworks.
Yeah, මල ගෙලියයි guys. වැඩි කතාවට යන්න හොඳ නැහැ. මොකද ඉර වුණොත් මල ජාත්‍රාවක් එන්නේ. මෙතන මහාන මැෂිමක් තියෙනවා. මේ මෙතන රජගාල හැටියට ඇඳුම් මහල දෙනවා. මට ඉතින් අර චංගුමී ඉන්නේ. චංගුමී එක වගේ ඒ විදිහට ඇඳුම් මහල දෙනවා. ටිකක් බලමු මේක. මොකද්ද මන්ද කටේ ගාගෙන සද්ද දානවා. මෙයා මෙතන මොනවද මේ ප්ලේ වලින් අනම්මනම් කරනවා. අපි අර මේ අම්බුලාවේ යද්දි තියෙනවා වගේ බෙන්ඩයක් තියෙන්නේ නේද? අපි බස් එකේ යද්දි පේන අර උස මේව එක. පල්ලි වගේ අර ඉතරක් කියන කියලා බලමු.
And I want to compare with you a little bit Buda and Pest. So now we are looking at the rest of Buda. So you would usually only visit the castle as a tourist, but we have a little bit more of Buda over there. And we have already seen the Pest side. And as you can see, they are very different. So first, if you look here, you can see we have a lot of hills and green areas. And we already discussed that that's why we built the capital here, because we had some hills surrounding it, defending it from attacks on the ground, of course. 1200s we had no airplanes, so we are not.
මාරම ලස්සනයි පිටිපස්ස. එයා කිව්වේ guys මෙතන බුදාපෙස්ට් කියලා මේ නගරේ තිබ්බට මේ සිටි එක තිබ්බට මෙතන ගඟේ ඩැනියුම් ගඟෙන් මේක දෙකට බෙදෙනවා. ඒක මෙතන ලස්සන හරිම ලස්සනයි. මේ සයිඩ් එක අනිත් පැත්ත තමයි බුද සයිඩ් එක. මෙයා කියන්නේ මේ සයිඩ් එකේ තමයි ගොඩක්ම බිස්නස්, ගොඩක්ම කාර්ය බහුල බිස්නස් පැත්ත. අනිත් බුදා පැත්ත තමයි ග්‍රීන්, ඒ කියන්නේ කැලෑවට වර නේචර් එකට තියෙන ඒ වගේ පැත්ත. කොරින් 4000ක් අර පොඩි කෑල්ල 1990යි. මෙතන ෆොටෝස් වගේක් තියෙන මොන හරි පරණ උඩ යන ගෑස් බැලුම් වගේ ඉල්ල මේ දන්නේ මේ දෙන්නේ හංගේරියාව. මෙතන එක එක අයිටම්ස් තියෙනවා. තාම හදන ගමන් තියෙන බිල්ඩින් එක මං හිතන්නේ මේ ෆොටෝස් වලින් තියෙන්නේ. ඒක හැදුවට පස්සේ විදියක් දන්නේ නැහැ. මෙතන කඩුවක් තියන් ඉන්නවා එක්කෙනෙක්. ලස්සන රාළු ජාති ඈතින් පේනවා. ලස්සන බිල්ඩින්. දැන් මෙයා අපිට කියලා දෙන්නන්නේ මෙතන අවුරුදු 50කට වගේ කලින් තිබ්බ හිස්ටරි එකක් ගැන.
So we have two buildings like
මෙතන මේ හරිය බිල්ඩින්ස් තාම හැදීගෙන එන ගම. ඒ වගේම මේ ඉන්නේ අපේ කට්ටිය.
flag has a sign on top of it. It says Carmelita, because it first belonged to the Carmelita monks. But then it was bought by a noble guy and became a theater. Then it became a casino house here. And it has two flags on it as well. It's called the Chandler Palace because it was built by the Chandler family as a like a palace to live in. But the Chandler family doesn't exist anymore. And since the 1990s, it's the home of the president of the republic. So we have president and prime minister next to each other. And in them I want to tell a little bit about how Hungary is today and what are their roles. So first big question for you, do you know which guy is more important in Hungary? Prime Minister. Yeah, exactly, you are right. So the Prime Minister has more influence in politics in Hungary, more power politics. So that's why I started the president. So our current president is called Tamás. If you remember this name, I think you know know more than half of the Hungarians. So yeah, he's not the most interesting president ever. So how to become a president in Hungary? Actually, you need to be voted for, but not by the people. We don't elect our own president. The parliament elects the president.
බයික් එකක් ගන්නලා සල්ලි දීලා ගත්තන හරි ගමුවට යන්න. සයිස් එක මාර දඩාරයි. කොච්චර අඩි 5ක් විතර 5ට වැඩිනේ. 6ක් විතර තියෙන. તો දැන් අපි යන්නේ මෙන්න මෙතනට. මේක උඩට දාවේ? මොකක්ද වැල්ලුවේ මෙතන උඩ ඇවිල්ලා? මේ අයිනෙන්ද? අද වහලා ඇත්තේ මේ මොකක් හරි අම්මලා අර දුර බලන එකකුත් තියෙන සල්ලි දාන්න ඕනද කොහෙද? 100ක් දන්නේ නැහැ. 200ක් අවුලක් නැහැ. මොනවද හන්දද බලන්න පුළුවන්?
Okay, I'll try to make it quick because we are on the sun, but we wanted to visit this place because we have this glass cage here and just arrived the point here. So it houses the second oldest funicular in Europe. It was built in the 1870s, so a long time ago. And of course it was renovated many times, but it still works a very similar way to the original mechanism. So it has two little carriages, and when one goes down, the other comes up, so the main one needs a little bit less power to move them. So yeah, you can see it over there, the move slow, so it's just going up and down basically, so that's the very old one. And when I look at this, it's a really nice funicular and the normal way to come up to the castle, but I think this was the only work of them that was not to the benefit of the public. So in this way, this is the least interesting of the legacy. They built the modern Hungary, but this they built it from themselves.
මේක ඇතුළට තමයි අපි යන්නේ.
Shooting. And then communism made its job also. They decided to just fix it, not to renovate it, so we will not find any royalty policy support and nothing. So back here we have two. Over there is quite popular today. We have St. Stephen's Hall alongside with the History Museum. And this St. Stephen's Hall part is the library, called Seating Library.
මේ පිටිපස්සෙන් මේ දින පාර්ට් එක මේ පාර්ට් එක ලයිබ්‍රරි එකක් ලු. මෙයා තමයි කියන්නේ. So guys, ලස්සන walking tour එකක් ගියා. ලූනා travels එකෙන් තමයි අපි එක්කන් ගියේ. So ඇත්තටම ඒක මාර විදියට මාර තොරතුරු ගොඩක් ඒගොල්ලෝ දන්නේ. ඒ වගේම මාර ෆනි විදියට මේ මගේ පිටිපස්සේ ඉන්නේ දෙන්න. මේ මෙතන තියෙන රූපේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ දැක්කොත් මොකක් කියලාද හිතන්නේ? ඔයගොල්ලෝ හිතන්නේ සාමාන්‍ය ලස්සන ස්ට්‍රක්චර් එකක්, ලස්සන මේකක් කියලා. ඒත් නැහැ. ඒ තමයි මැතියාස් කියන කිං. එයාගේ හිස්ටෝරියක් එක්ක තමයි එතන බිල්ඩ් කරලා තියෙන්නේ. So මේ වගේ ලස්සන යුරෝපේ travel video එකකින් ආයෙත් හම්බෙමු. එහෙනම් අදට අපි ගිහිල්ලා එන්නම් මේ ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ travel with Disa YouTube channel එකකින් කියන ලස්සන වීඩියෝ එකක්. අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම අපිව subscribe කරන්න, bell icon එකත් click කරන්න, යාළුවන්ටත් බලන්න share කරන්න. එහෙනම් අදට අපි ගිහිල්ලා එන්න. ජය වේවා.